Hey y'all, I'm Shauna. Welcome in or welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new video. Today, this is our second of two installments of normalizing normal life during the fall video. This video was supposed to come a few weeks ago. It was scheduled and started, but I took a break and other things were already in progress. So those videos went up first. If you have not seen the other videos in this series, I will link the playlist for you in the description of this video. And ultimately, this video is me sharing your life with everybody, with me, with you. And we get to see how average looks, how normal looks across the world, what people are getting up to, what they're doing in the fall time. And I just think it's such a welcome series on this channel and one that I love making because we see so much perfect lives online, people who have curated lives and curated homes. Even if somebody is not trying to sell you things, just like influencer homes and something being on camera and camera ready, and seeing all of that, I think influences how we think about our lives and our stuff. We see so many wealthy people online, and that's not how a lot of people live. And I just think it's so I just saw my partner leaving, like, out the window. And so I think it's nice to see things that aren't curated, that aren't perfect. And in addition to that, seeing people's lives that might be in different circumstances and what we're seeing online, and just like seeing people who are really not trying to sell you stuff. And then this is like such a reminder or welcome reminder for me and hopefully for you that there are a lot of great ways to live. And what we're seeing online is really not representative of how a lot of people live. I am curious, or as I say on this channel, I'm a nosy little shit. So I do love to see how other people are living and what they're doing and what their lives look like. And we get a bit of that today. Like, isn't there just something so wonderful about just being invited or welcomed into somebody's home or life? I just think that's so beautiful. And I like, I love getting to know the community and seeing what you guys are up to and what you're doing and just, seeing people appreciate their lives and what they have and where they are in life and doing that in a way that's really not trying to sell stuff. So let's get into it. I have organized this one a little bit differently than the past. I'm just going to go by entry opposed to by theme. So we're going to go through all of these today. And I wanted to bring this video earlier, but I was kind of like agonizing over which entries to include because it just felt super rude to not include entries or like having to pick and choose. Like that's just, I hated that. I hated it. I want to show everybody's. So I was talking to my partner about this the other day and he was like, just show all of them. So here's what we're going to do. At the end of this video, every person who has had an entry is going to be included. It's going to be like a slideshow. I'll probably put some music over it or something. 3 entries maximum from each person, and they're all going to be the exact same duration, like maybe somewhere between 3 and 6 seconds long. So it'll probably be a couple minutes. And if you want to see the entries, then that'll be where they're at. So I wanted to say that if you submitted something and it's like downloadable, I had a couple of issues with files, but I think at least one entry from each person is showable, and we'll do that. I've already yapped for 5.5 minutes. Let's get into this thing. And Sarah from South Carolina is up first. They say I've never decorated for fall because I thought I couldn't afford it, but this year I decided to use what I have, thrift some taper candles, and buy some mini pumpkins and gourds at the grocery store. I've had my plants for many years and love how they create such a cozy space. All the trinkets, I think it's a TY, like the Beanie Babies, and books on the shelves are from my grandma, made by friends, or thrifted over the years. Realizing I can gather what I have that's in the color scheme rather than buying everything new was inspired by your videos. Oh my God. I love when I read stuff like that. You'll help me see that it's okay to not have the most aesthetic, expensive decor for every season. It's still worth sharing and really gives me so much joy every time I come home. My vanity is secondhand from my grandma, as well as the vases, mirror, and window treatments. Keeping things from my family gives extra meaning to the objects in my home and saves money. The kitchen shelf has pottery from my late father's collection and a mushroom jar my grandma painted when she was a child. Thank you for doing this series. I love it so much and feel it's so important. Holy crap, this is the first entry, and I'm already like, I feel the tears. Not because I'm sad, but because I love when people appreciate their stuff and their life. And as we've seen throughout this series, when somebody is given something from somebody that they care about or inherited, that's like a loved thing and a cherished thing. People hold on to them because of the object, yes, but more importantly, because of the value of it coming from somebody else and somebody that they love. And that just puts so much like love into it, and people want to keep those things. I shared last time, I have a gravy boat from my late grandmother. It's the only thing I have of hers, and it just like I've never needed a gravy boat. And I don't think I would have like gone out and bought one in any capacity, secondhand or not, but it being from her, sometimes I just stare at it. I'm sure I could find things to you like to put it in, but I think about my own example of that, but when I see some of these entries, and the crazy thing about what you said was that, you're kind of feeling like it wasn't like your space is not as like maybe curated as the influencers that you're seeing. Your space has vibes and coziness. I know you said that it's still worth sharing. I just want to double down on that, Sarah from South Carolina, because you don't need a perfect space to have it be awesome and like for you and functional and cozy and also beautiful. I love your space. Plants really are a vibe. They really are. And I do miss having plants here. And when I see people who have really great plants, I'm like, man, plants are just such a great aesthetic, or they're such a great, I mean, they are aesthetic and it's great to have them in your home and, multi-purpose, multifunctional. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I do want to say that one of the craziest things to come from the series is my fall mug. And I was mentioning that I love seeing your versions of fall mugs. The person who designed this fall mug is up in my comments, y'all. This is like celebrity status to me. I was telling people, I was like, guys, the person who designed this mug is in my comments. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for telling me. Okay. Alex from Arizona is up next, and they say I'm 35 years old and have had the hardest year of my life. After months of spending most of my alone time trapped in my bed or watching a screen, I decided I wanted to learn a new hobby that would occupy my brain, challenge me, put me into a flow state, and allow me to feel proud. I bought a sewing machine and have been spending every spare hour succeeding and feeling and loving the process of learning how to use it and making things, not because they are good, but because I love it. I'm proud of me. Here's a top I made from a men's dress shirt I thrifted and a dress made from a $3 thrifted duvet cover. Your sewing is bomb.com. It's amazing. Like I totally get this feeling of wanting to feel proud of yourself and also loving the stuff that you make, even if it might look a little wonky or imperfect, or maybe you notice the flaws. I guarantee you that I am not noticing the flaws that you're noticing. I actually don't notice any flaws. I'm looking at um the the tier dress, and I'm also looking at the brown top. The brown top looks like it fits you super well, and like it's cute. It's cute. It's a cute top, you know? Like, it's just great. They're wonderful pieces, and as an aspiring sewist myself, I have made some truly heinous things, like, the alteration I did on a pair of green pants is truly heinous, but I did it. You cannot convince me to not wear those pants. You just simply could not. They're mine, you know? So, I do resonate with some of what you're feeling, and I'm so proud of you for number one, learning a hobby, following through, and also well, not also, following through, sticking with it, and continuing the journey once it was hard or challenging, and just kind of persisting with that. I really do hope that you're proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. And thank you so much for sharing. When we're experiencing some troubled times, it can be really vulnerable to share that. And so I really, as well, appreciate you sharing your experience with us today. Up next is Katie. And they say, I have been working with the Cultivate Contentment, Romanticize Your Life, Fall Doesn't Need to Cost Money ideas. I try to start my day with a peaceful walk with the dog and really appreciate the fall colors. The rest of my day is spent resting and reading, and so I gathered up orange things in my house basically, and have put them out to enjoy autumn when indoors. I have a chronic illness and no longer work, so the idea of enjoying my life with what I have, both time and energy wise, is so important. Okay, so I have a few photos from Katie. They have a gorgeous scenery. Oh my God, I was staring at this. Like, this could be the background of my phone or computer. It's so gorgeous. Nature just, nature renders me speechless. And Katie also has a photo of their dog. I love the dog photos. And then they have some inside the house photos too. Like there's some plants on a table, some candles going around. Y'all, candles are such a great, like, vibey item. I myself want to get some taper candles and like a taper candle stand. I'm going to the thrift store to go look for them. That's like that's on my thrift list. I'm refusing to buy these things new, and I have a vision. Anyway, so I love when I see candles in people's spaces, and they are really like a great easy way to bring in the fall vibes without spending money. Or if you like, you can thrift candles of all kinds. They don't even have to be scented. Like, they could just be different colors. I keep one downstairs. I don't spend a lot of time in this room. Well, I do, but it's work time. When I'm working in the office, I don't really care too much about it being vibey because I'm working. If I care about a space being vibey, it's downstairs. So so I have a candle downstairs, love the candle thing, and I also love that you're experimenting because maybe some things work, maybe they don't. But even if you're like, okay, I only have 5 things, like maybe a scarf and a candle, or like a blanket that's like in the beige or brown or orange tones, and maybe it gets you like 10% more of the fall vibes. You just gave yourself 10% more fall vibes for $0. Amazing. Next up is Oscar from Florida. They say, I sent you the total extent of my seasonal decor for the fall. On my living room table, I've placed some fall themed figures out of my already existing collection of teddy bear figurines, all thrifted, along with a cute little hedgehog I thrifted for $2. I've named the hedgehog Cinnamon Stick. On my kitchen counter, I have a dish I keep candies, cookies in, and on top of them, I've set a little turkey named Thanklin. It is not really Thanksgiving season just yet, but fall is close enough, and I like seeing him there. I also say good morning to Thanklin every day while he watches me make breakfast. Very vital information. When the season is done, Thanklin and Cinnamon will not, caps are here on the knot, be shoved in a closet, instead lovingly displayed with my other toys. And then my fall bears will be going back on display with the others, while my winter bears take their place on the table. No fancy new decor is needed, and I like the consistency of my little bears on the table. You will see, Thanklin. Listen, there's lore here. Thank you for sharing it. And then we have Cinnamon Stick, the hedgehog beside the flowers. I love this. And what Oscar is reminding me of is a couple of things. Number one, so many entries are from people who are saying, like, I don't really have a lot of fall decor. I don't have much. But people tend to have something orange, something cozy. And most people I found are able to find a few things that is decor related or fall themed or give cozy vibes. But a lot of people express this idea of, I don't really have much. And I kind of feel like the influencers have influenced how we think about our decor, whether we want that much or not. Because I myself have said the words, I don't have much fall decor. Maybe there's no judgment there from people, or maybe people really don't want the fall decor, or maybe you feel like, oh, it's normal to have a lot of decor. I don't. This is what I do have. Something that I was thinking about. I also love the plushies, like the teddy bears and like the toys, because they seem important to Oscar and like something that they enjoy. So it's really cool to see like a different way that somebody gets the fall vibes with the things that they already have, plushy toy bear version, and also seeing that expressed through an interest. I love it. I would love, honestly, like, I wish that I could just like have conversations with every one of you because I want to see Oscar's plush collection, like their teddy bear collection. Oscar, give us the information, please. And Penguin is amazing. Sam from Ontario shared some photos of their pets. They have Cassie, the dog, and Tycho, the cat. I have a great photo of these two on a couch together. They say, as it's finally getting cooler, my pets are back to getting on the couch and snuggling with the pillows. In the summer, the leather is often uncomfortable for them. They're both seniors. Cassie the dog is 14 and a half, and Tycho the cat is almost 14, so I like to enjoy every moment I get with them, especially as they both came to me as adults, and so I missed out on their early years. Look how sweet these pets are together. Like, man, Cassie and Tycho, what cuties. Next up is Ilaria from Northern Italy. And they say, me and my boyfriend have this tradition that each October we go to a nice spot, which is about a 1 hour drive from where I live, to pick up chestnuts. We enjoy the seasonal foliage. We fill 2 big bags with chestnuts while walking in the woods. And then we get to a restaurant and eat mushroom based dishes because it's also mushroom season. Then, once at home, my mom would help roast the chestnuts and we have them for the following week. We got a great view here. We also have them eating at a restaurant. Looks like some mushroom ravioli and another pasta. I can't quite see from this distance if I've named the pastas accurately. They look delicious though. Like, fuck, I love pasta. God damn. How dare you give me delicious looking pasta right near lunchtime? How dare you, Ilaria? What a great tradition. And Ilaria's post stood out to me because I like the tradition element, and one of the most joyful parts for me anyway of this series is hearing about different traditions. We've seen pumpkin smashing traditions in the last one. That was fun. Somebody else was a teacher and sharing the things that they did in their classroom. So many great ideas have been shared. Oh, Kura shared with us their like date painting of the pumpkins, which was really great. And I love the tradition of picking chestnuts and also eating the mushroom stuff. Great fun. Ilaria's also stood out to me because I'm Italian, my family is from Northern Italy. I appreciate that connect. Like in North America, the greatest percentage of Italians who migrated here, the percentage is pretty similar in the US and Canada of Southern Italians. They represent the greatest portion of folks who migrated here. They're Southern, but kind of up to like Central, South Central. And so there just aren't a lot of Northern Italians. So obviously, there are people who still live in Northern Italy, and there are Northern Italians, and they exist here. My ears perked up as well. And my family also, like, my mom is the Italian one, and she roasts the castagne every year. All right, next up is Romy from Edinburgh. And she says, "Hi, Shauna. I live in a flat on my own with my cat, Hazel, and it's a space I've tried to make as cozy as possible, especially because I work from home and spend a lot of time there. I work in publishing and get sent a lot of books for work. Plus, I am a reader and a knitter, so my flat can sometimes feel very crowded, which means I do really try to be mindful when it comes to what I introduce to my space. I've accepted I'll never be a minimalist, but too much stuff does give me anxiety, so it's all about balance." The first photo is of my cat and I. She's a very cuddly baby. She used to be a stray, and I rescued her when she was 3 months old, and we've just been together ever since. She turned 8 this year. Wow, amazing. I call her my little coworker slash assistant because she loves to be in my arms. on my lap whilst I work. The second photo is also of my cat. She is a huge part of my life and she's lying on top of a vest I knitted for a friend. She's obsessed with anything knitted. I love to say she was made to be mine because I spend a lot of my time knitting, especially in autumn. She likes making sure the finished pieces are kneaded properly and have at least a few strands of fur in there as a little souvenir. The third photo is of a soup I've made this week. Autumn means soup season for me, and I love making my own with seasonal veggies. I usually pop an audiobook on and cook whilst I listen. Here, it's a butternut squash soup with sweet potato, carrots, onions, and coconut milk. I then add chili flakes on top before eating it. It is delicious. I love that I make enough for the entire week. It's comfort food in a bowl. You and your photo of your cat is so cute. I see the cat on the knitted item. Delightful. The soup. I mean, you there have been other entries of people making soups in the fall. So great. I personally also associate, like, specifically butternut squash soup with the fall. It's just, like, great. It's a great soup, man. It's so good. Damn, now I want soup. All right, next up is Anna from Stockholm, Sweden. They say, my living room office slash art studio as it looked today, October 1st. I spent a lot of time at my desk. I work from home 1 to 2 days a week. In my free time, I move the screen away and draw in the same space. My furniture are a mix of things I bought new from IKEA, used furniture I bought myself, and friends no longer had, wait, and used furniture my friends no longer had use for. I've had many of them for many years and in several apartments. The pictures also show my fall decor. At the desk, a ceramic pumpkin bought a month ago. It was a scented candle and would continue its life as seasonal jar for candy. On the coffee table, 2 glass mushrooms bought last year, also scented candles. They are used up and the original candles are replaced by tea lights. I love that you're using what you have and you're also repurposing these things. Sometimes when you find a really great dish or ceramic, or just like a candle holder, it's so lovely because you know you're going to give it extra life. I appreciate as well seeing your desk set up and seeing like your living room and how it's multi-purpose. I think that's really normal as well for rooms to be multi-purpose, multifunctional. A lot of people do not live like influencers who can have like a room that's a walk-in closet, then each person gets an office, then they have like a games room or something. It's really normal for spaces to be multifunctional. And what I also appreciate about Anna's post is that it's super cool to see your furniture in pictures in different like iterations of life. By that, I mean you get to see your furniture in different setups in different places that you live. And it's really great to have those furniture pieces come along with you as you grow and change. And your furniture can just be so embedded in memory. So, yeah, you have the photos of it, but you also get the experiences and the memories of being in that place or that place. I don't know. I think it's really cool, especially if you have a piece of furniture like I'm seeing this yellow chair. That could be like an iconic chair. And maybe you want to keep it extra because it's come with you like through so many versions of your life. You feel me? Your space does look very cozy and just very lifted in such a wonderful way. So thank you for sharing your life with us, Anna. Hillary from Colorado is up next, and she's about to talk about traditions. She says, hi, Shauna, and happy fall. Here are some of my family's fall traditions. The first photo is a typical fall family date night where my husband, daughter, age 8, and I watch episodes of Bake Off / Great British Baking Show, make a snack plate, and make fancy drinks with ice cube lights that came with drinks we had on vacation several years ago. What a cute family moment. I freaking love that. And I can totally see the vibes of the Great British Bake Off or baking shows, of that kind of tempo or vibe being a great thing to watch in the evening, kind of wholesome. And then they say, the lights remind me of our trip every time we use them. The pumpkins on the table are yearly decorations I've had since college, and the mummy pumpkin on the bookshelf is one my daughter picked out at a thrift store a few years back. We also like to ride our bikes around our local historical cemetery to see the changing leaves, and every year in October, I give ghost tours out of our botanical gardens that were built on top of an old cemetery and graves that were never moved. I took the second picture on a bike ride through the cemetery last week, and the third picture is a building at the Botanic Gardens, supposedly haunted and one of the stops on the tour. What is what a cool entry. You give ghost tours. You have super cool, old, kind of creepy haunted buildings. You got the cemetery. You're just living the fall vibes over there in Colorado, Hillary. What interesting traditions. I could, like right now, the photo that she sent is in the daytime. So I could see it maybe like not being it's at its spookiest. I see it. I know, like you go there at nighttime. Oh my God, I would be so creeped out. I love the light up drinks. They're delightful. Thank you so much for sharing. Next up is Taya from Edinburgh. And they say, I love autumn so much, but feel so delusioned by our society's attempts to keep pushing forward in time in an attempt to get everyone to consume more and sooner. Autumn meteorologically starts on the 21st of September, and although I understand everyone has a preferred season, I do feel annoyed when people on social media skip to Halloween immediately before summer has ended. I don't see it as quirky, but rather supporting our capitalist driven organizations that benefit from the leaping in time. I already feel like the time moved too quickly, and I wish everyone would take more time to pause and enjoy the day, month, season they are in the moment. On a lighter note, I wanted to share some of the things that make me feel more autumnal and help me enjoy this beautiful season. The first is just enjoying the nature around me, the beautiful turning of the leaves, and the crispness of the air. I love taking walks around my city with friends, it really fills my cup. On the photo I shared, me and my partner are talking on the photo I shared, me and my partner are taking an autumnal walk with my friends near my home. They just had a baby, so spending time together feels so special. My other friend is taking this photo, and my partner is pushing the pram while I'm walking on the right side, face unblurred. In the distance, you can see the beautiful Edinburgh skyline. I added a second photo to show the detail because it's mesmerizing. Its architecture really shines in this season. On the last photo, I wanted to share a quick snap of my workspace while I have set up in the living room. One of my favorite ways to enjoy any season is to put on a YouTube ambiance video with music of nature sounds. I just have it on in the background while I work or relax or read, and it makes the whole room feel like autumn without having to buy a single thing. The views really are amazing. They are so wonderful and just beautiful. They're just man, they really are beautiful, and I also appreciate the autumnal vibes. I I think if you're somebody who either doesn't have decor or maybe you live in a 1 or 2 season climate, the autumnal ambiance videos that are on YouTube, they are plentiful. They really hit so hard in helping to create some of those vibes, especially at nighttime. I know I've talked about that before, and so many of you have as well. They really do hit. As for the Halloween comments, I do understand that some people do have the Halloween vibe all year round. Which although it's not my vibe, if it's yours, cool. I think maybe I don't want to put words in Taya's mouth, but perhaps what she's referencing are not those people who like Halloween is their aesthetic all year long and they like the spooky decor, the bats and the pumpkins and whatever else you enjoy. But perhaps the people who go right to the store, going to the Michaels or the Home Goods, searching for the code orange stuff in August, in July. I've talked about it over the past few weeks and using your love of a thing as a reason to shop for it or you love it so much you must own all of these things. You can love Halloween and spooky season without going out and shopping in July and doing haul after haul after haul. I will not say that if you like Halloween all year long that you're wrong. The reason just for me personally why it's not for me is because I want to experience the seasons as they come. And if I start jumping to fall in August, I cut summer short. And summer is already like one of the shortest seasons here. And it's one that I really love. And I know I'll be wishing for summer in just a few weeks. And I don't want to cut it short or not go enjoy the sun or the beach while I still can. All right, Mare from Pennsylvania is up next, and Mare says, I stopped shopping for makeup, skincare, and stuff, and have focused on home improvement and renovation. I have a new studio, and I've been loving working with my plants and gardening since I'm a master gardener. How incredible! We're also in the middle of a huge exterior house makeover, finally getting new siding after 18 years living here. I love living offline and knowing I have nothing to prove and no one to impress. I just want to enjoy my home and the time I'm here on this planet. My focus is quality time with my dogs and husband and being a steward of the wildlife, floral, and fauna in our yard. I'll never regret putting my heart and soul into building this home with those I love. Mare has a bunch of wonderful photos. They have, well, she has a photo of herself referencing her home. We have some photos of her home, her garden, what I believe is her studio, and they are very lovely. I think what Mare's post highlights to me is that she has found her passion in life and she gets to live it out. And you know that you found that thing, at least for me. Mare, I think, has more wisdom than me. Not I think, I know. So, Mare, chime in. You know that you found your passion in life when you can say that you're putting your heart and soul into something. And I also wanted to highlight Mare's post because spending money is not a crime and it's not bad. Mare has found the things in her life that she cares about and is spending her money on those things. And they seem to fill her cup. They seem to be supporting the life that she wants to live. And so she's spending money on these things. And it seems to work for her, which I think is wonderful. All right, last up is Jenny from Ireland. Jenny says, my fall autumn looks dark, cold mornings, getting up super early to help my partner feed cattle. My morning routine is not glamorous, and I've usually just rolled out of bed, but I love seeing the sunrise and saying hello to the animals. This time of year, it's getting darker and colder in the morning, so I'm making the most of my morning walks before we bring the cattle in for winter. Jenny sent us one photo of her cattle. This jumped off the page to me. It's like a foggy photo of cows. It kind of feels very, it just was really vibey to me. I actually don't live too far from farms. Like, I would say I have at least one farm within a 3 or 4 minute drive, and there's a few more. I live very close to the countryside, which is amazing. And I love seeing the cows. And there's one farm that has sheep. I think that one is the closest one to us. And whenever I drive that way, I slow down if I can and take a peep at the sheep. I know they're going to be in soon. So I was very mesmerized by your cows. And I enjoy this photo because so far, at least like in this kind of entry, we've seen people who have like their decor in their home, and that was the focus of many of the posts, and people like doing things in home. We have not seen farms in this one, but also Mare's post as a master gardener, really unique um, experience in life. Same thing with being a farmer and taking care of cattle. I'm sure in the world there are many a cattle farmer, potentially millions, but we don't see them too often online. And I think sometimes farm life can be unglamorous, despite what some of these influencer farmers try to make it out to be. And it's super cool to see life that is very different than my own. And I like that a lot. I love seeing farms. I love seeing animals. I love seeing people who have different experiences than me. I just want more of it, you know? I want to see more of your farm. I want to see more of your cows. I want to know all about it. Are you exclusively a cattle farmer? Do you have other animals? What does your morning routine look like? Like I just I love hearing about your lives, and I think Jenny's is a really great way to end. And hopefully throughout this series you've been able to find somebody's life that has a sliver of similarity to yours, or maybe a little bit more than that. So we're going to end our regular portion here. Now is where I'm going, or whenever I finish speaking, is when we are going to get to the slideshow of all of the photos. I'm going to sign off now because once the slideshow is done, then we're gonna just end the video. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks to everybody, every single person who submitted a photo and contributed, who shared your life with us. Thank you so much for welcoming us into your life and sharing it with us. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the slideshow, and I hope to see you again around here soon for a new one.